right, Rafi here, Boricua Sense. This episode is brought to you in part by the good folks at Toromboro. And today, we are going to talk about the summer bangers for 2025. I decided to do a video like this because here recently I acquired two that are just, they're bangers. And I want to talk about the other ones I have, plus one honorable mention. Stay tuned. All right, first and foremost, I'd like to ask you guys to like, subscribe, comment, share, do your thing. And also, from the bottom of my heart, thank you. We've here at Boricua Sense, we've reached 1,000 subscribers, and it's really humbling. It's awesome. So thank you. I'm gonna think of something to do, but it is very cool. And Boricua, adelante. All right. The honorable mention. This one I blind bought at Burlington. Paid 25 bucks. Tommy Summer Edition 2025. The reason why I said honorable mention is because it smells great. Don't get me wrong, it smells fantastic, but it doesn't last that long. It's an EDT, great to stick in your bag if you're going to the gym or whatever. I don't really do that because, let's face it, I don't like wasting my perfumes. B, let's say you do the treadmill or you do the weights, you're sweating, you smell like ass. You spray perfume, boy, you're gonna smell like perfume and ass. Anyway, that's my thought on that. So, yeah, this is nice. This is total freshy. So the main course on this one are aromatic, citrus, fresh, spicy, musky, woody, warm, spicy, powdery, amber, and patchouli. The notes are lemon, cardamom, middle, rosemary, amber. Base notes musk and patchouli. It's not mentioned. There's not a note. There's not a chord. But this honker, I pick up some coconut in it. Very slight, but it's there. It's good stuff. If you see it, if you want something just to kick around, get it. Tommy Summer Edition 2025. All right. The first I want to talk about is by a good friend said Paris Corner, Aroma Concepts. This one, if I remember correctly, it came out at the beginning of 2025, maybe between the middle and the beginning of the year, if I remember correctly, which was great because you got it and then you can let it sit for a little bit and rock it in the summer. This is Indomitable. Now this is a citrus orange nuclear blast. The main, of course, are citrus, sweet, musky, fresh, spicy, and fruity. The notes on this are clementine, orange. Middle notes are apple, black pepper, woody notes. Base notes, white musk, neroli, and amber. I don't understand the whole, psychedelic thing going on. I happen to have the box that came in right here. It's cool. Yeah, it's very, very cool to look at. But I don't understand. But nonetheless, the juice in the bottle is super cool. But the most important thing, the star of the show, is the juice. Atomizer is a close second because that atomizer is powerful. Oh. Whew. I've worn this a few times, and let me tell you, that citrus, that orange, that tangerine just puts a smile on your face. Okay. Maybe I'm wrong. I'm sure I'm wrong. But this reminds me of when you were a kid and you had the tang and the powder and you mix it up and it was cold. This is what this smells like. Obviously, but better. That is what this reminds me of. Now, is this why they did that? I don't know. but it definitely takes me back to those years, 70s. Dominable. Get this. All right, since we're in the topic of aroma concepts, Paris corners, all that, this one came out recently, but it is so good, and it's so underrated, and it's so under the radar. I don't understand. I've talked about this many times before, and I'm gonna keep talking about it. Anfar 1950, Summer in Dubai. I got this from Aroma Concepts. I can't remember how much I paid for it, but it was worth it. Why? Because this thing, it performs, it lasts, it's a beast, it projects. Need I say more? If you want a fragrance that is going to be masculine, aquatic, awesome for the summer, let's talk about some notes here. The top notes are grapefruit, bergamot, pineapple, and sea notes. Middle notes are ginger and cardamom. Base notes patchouli, ambroxan, tonka, musk, and amber. I have worn this many times. It survived my shift, but I wore this last weekend in a festival outdoors. It was hot as Hades, and me being not too smart, I was wearing a black t-shirt. I was sweating like there's no tomorrow. This stayed with me all that time. When I got home, when I took off my clothes, this was still on me big time. Go to Aroma Concepts and get this right now. If you haven't, I don't know what you're waiting for. Just get it. We can all pretty much say that this year was the year of the Pacific Chill clones. Everybody did them. The next three are Pacific Chill clones. So I'm not gonna go in any order, which is better, which is worse, because to me they're all the same. Anyway, let's keep going with Paris Corners. This one is Serene Grove. Now it says lieu de possède de Serene de Grove. Yeah, because you know me, I am super fluent in French. Oui, oui, baguette. Anyway, this is one of the first ones, I believe. Maybe, I don't know, but I got it, and I got this one before I got my other two. So the main accords are citrus, aromatic, fresh, spicy, fruity, green, sweet, white floral, musky, and powdery. The top notes are orange, lemon, mint, blackcurrant, jasmine, basil, fig, carrot, base notes, musk, and peach. I'm sure I've said it before, and in case you don't know, I am a sucker for a mint note. I love it. The combination of orange mint is so good. It's fresh, it's clean. This is, as they say in France, les fantastiques, les magnifiques. Oui, oui, monsieur. God, this is awesome. This is so awesome. Serene Grove, Paris Corners. There you go. The next I'm going to talk about is powerful. It's more powerful than Serene Grove because this is an extrait de parfum. This one's the very popular and awesome Rare Reef by Afnan. The main accords on this bad boy are citrus, fruity, aromatic, green, fresh, spicy, sweet, and woody. The notes are orange, citron, mint, blackcurrant, grapefruit, coriander. The notes are apricot, violet leaf, basil, and rose. Base notes fig, ambrette, dates, and amberwood. This one is stronger. I'm not gonna lie, this is stronger. This is an extrait de parfum. You see my French, it's just perfect. So this one, you spray it on and you're gonna be shining for hours because it's powerful, but it's really good. Rare Reef. All right, the next one I'm gonna talk about is by our friends at Rayhan, and it's none other than Pacific Aura. Isn't that clever? The main accords are, again, citrus, aromatic, green, fruity, fresh spicy, amber, and soft spicy. The notes on this, the first one is
Mint.
citron, mandarin, blackcurrant, bergamot, and coriander. Middle notes are basil, carrot, rose. Base notes ambroxan, fig, and amber. Magnetic cap, strong atomizer. And the biggest difference between this one and the other two, well, I shouldn't say the biggest difference. The slightly saying you're gonna get a little more mint of the blast. When it settles, same thing. Again, this one's also very strong. It lasts, very shiny on the skin. High oil. I don't know how much they use on this stuff, but nonetheless, this is really good. Pacific Aura. All right, the next one we're going to talk about is a very popular one. This one is by Rasasi. So from our friends Hawas. Hawas Tropical. I ain't gonna lie, when I first got this one, I was less than impressed. And again, I've said before, these things sit, they macerate, and they get better. This one got way better. It got sweeter. The coconut took more of a leading role. So let's talk about some of the accords here. The main accords are sweet, coconut, green, woody, vanilla, aromatic, fruity, fresh spicy, powdery, and lactonic. The notes are coconut water, ginger, and fig leaf. That ginger. Middle notes, coconut, fig.
Mint.
Base notes, sandalwood, tonka bean, and musk. I wore this one in June. I wasn't impressed. Let it sit for a couple of months. Jeez. It got a lot of character. I know that this one, and I can't remember La Tapas. What's it called? Naja Intense. I have that one also. It smells really good. They both clone Le Beau. Yeah, Le Beau Paradise Garden by Jean-Paul Gaultier. I like this one better than the La Tapa. They're both very similar, but this is a little bit sweeter. If you like that DNA, and if you want something less sweet, get the La Tapa. If you like something a little bit sweeter, go with this. Hawas Tropical. The next I'm going to talk about, I debated, but then I'm like, so I pulled the trigger. It was hyped as mojito in a jar, or a mojito in a bottle. This is by French Avenue, their collaboration or whatever with Aromatics. This is Platine Blanc. Now, I gotta tell you, the guy from Aromatics, I think his name is Neeb, something like that. He described it as a non-alcoholic mojito, and I'm like, okay. Who knows more about a mojito than a Boricua? So I'm like, you know what? So I pulled the trigger, and I gotta tell you, boy's right. This does smell like a mojito, but I wouldn't say a non-alcoholic. This definitely reminds me of when you take the Bacardi Blanco, you take the las hojas de menta, mint leaves, and you sit there and crush and put it in there. Good times. That is what this is what this smells like. Obviously, English is not my first language. Oh yeah. If you've drank a mojito, which I'm sure most of you have, And you know that smell, that rum and that mint, the white rum and that mint. It's right here. This is Le Fantastique Aromatics Patin Blanc. You need to get this. All right, the next one. This one, when they came out, I debated, but then I pulled the trigger. I'm glad I did, but I wish I would have done it sooner when it was a little cheaper, because when I decided to pull the trigger, it was sold out everywhere. I looked everywhere, it was sold out. When against my better judgment, I looked on eBay, and there was a guy that had one for auction, and I won it, but I paid a little more than I would have liked. But you got to do what you got to do for the game. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. This is Kalash or Katlash Island Dreams. I got to tell you, this smells Le Fantastique. Let's talk about some of the accords. The main accords are citrus, musky, fresh, spicy, amber, powdery, and aromatic. The notes are ginger, bergamot. Middle notes, grapefruit. Base notes, musk and ambroxan. Very simple, as the original that they're cloning, which is Louis Vuitton, I believe Symphony. Yeah, Symphony. The last time I checked, a bottle of that stuff is $600. What? $600. Who in the hell is gonna pay $600? I'm sure there's some folks out there that would. Not me. Not, no way. Great atomizer. This smells so good, and if I told you that this DNA and the DNA of all the Pacific Chill clones, or maybe in Pacific Chill, I don't know, are completely separate, I'll be lying, because they're very similar. It's different, but they share a lot of the same DNA. Buy at your discretion. This and all the other clones of Pacific Chill are very similar. People will tell you that they're not. You have to trust me. Trust the average man here with a average, well, it's not average, it's a big honker. They are very similar. So again, buy at your own discretion. If you ask me what I recommend you should do, get whichever is cheapest. Do your shopping. If you see any of those three, and you see this, whichever is cheapest, go with it. You can't go wrong. They're all good, but they're very similar. Oh, and this is a flanker of Kalash Islands, or Kalash Island. They're not the same at all. Don't let the bottle fool you. They're not the same at all. The other one, it's cloning another, the one that, Jean-Paul Gaultier, Le Beau, whatever. Yeah, so they're totally different. Island Dreams. All right, we're down to our last two. So again, I'd like to ask you guys to like, comment, subscribe, share, do your thing. Again, thank you for subscribing to this, and let's keep this going. So the last two are the two most recent acquisitions, which is why I want to do this video of Summer Bangers. This one that I'm going to talk about now, I wore yesterday. This is Odyssey, Armov's Odyssey Bahamas. This one's new. It just came out and it's new to the collection. The main accords are marine, aquatic, fruity, sweet, fresh, woody, amber, musky, salty, and aromatic. That is such an awesome list right there. The notes on this bad boy are algae, cantaloupe, melon, pear, Granny Smith apple, plum, and salt. Middle notes are aquatic notes, oak moss, frankincense.
It's alive! It's alive! It's alive! It's alive!
Water lily. Base notes: musk, cedarwood, amber, and sugar. I don't know if you're familiar with Parish Corners Moscow Mule. It's one of my favorites for the summer. I think it came out year ago or 2 years ago. I can't remember, but this has been my favorite. I got a couple of backup bottles of it because it's so good. Right off the bat, or right off the rip, when you first hit this one, that is what you're gonna smell. So I'm totally cool with that. Right off the bat, if you could just go like that, oh, that is Moscow Mule. But then quickly, some of the sweetness and the fruit, because there is a lot of fruity notes in here, start coming out. The cantaloupe, the melon, the pear. This is good. And I wore this one yesterday. I'm sure you guys know what I do for a living. I wore this yesterday. It lasted my entire shift. Yesterday was mid-80s, I think. That's what I wore yesterday. It lasted the whole shift. It lasted sweating. It lasted all the crap that I gotta wear. It was a champ. I got home after my shift, which is 9.5 hours. I got home and I can still smell it. This is only gonna get stronger. So I'm glad I got it now because I'm gonna put this away. I may wear it a couple of times because it's still gonna be hot next week, but it's gonna get stronger. Arm off. Bahamas. All right, and here we go. The last one. This one I debated. This one is supposed to be a clone of Summer Hammer. Well, I pretty much already gave it away. This is Rayhan Tropical 5. Now the funny story with this one is that, like I said, it's a clone of Summer Hammer. I have one of the first clones of Summer Hammer, which is Armav's Beach Party. It smells fantastic, but to me, it's very feminine. So I give it to Isabel. She loves it. I'm happy with it. It's strong. It smells beautiful, but it's female. So when this one was announced, I'm like, I own several Rayhans, and I'm like, oh man, they're all good. I'm like, oh, Summer Hammer. And I remember I asked people, the big influencers and fragrance people, and everybody's commenting, oh, thank you, it smells wonderful. Well, it's amazing. My comments were very simple. Hey, cool, awesome. Hey, how does it compare to Beach Party? Is it similar? And it's like nobody answered. They answered all the other stupid BS that everybody was asking, but I'm asking that legit question. Nobody could answer. And I'm like, what the hell? And one of our local guys answered. And he was just honest, and he said, Rob, dude, man, I don't know. I never smell Beach Party. And I'm like, well, hell, all right. So I pulled the trigger. And I'm glad I did, because thank God it's not like Beach Party. It's its own thing. I don't know. I've heard that. God. Not in a bad way. Not in a bad way at all. But holy crap, this is strong. I don't know what Summer Hammer smells like. I have no idea, nor do I care. I've seen videos that it's stronger than this, but it's more creamy vanilla. Whatever. I wore this today, and let me tell you, my car, the inside of the car, for like at least the first 4, maybe 5 hours, this is all I could smell. It projected. It lasts. It was on my skin forever. I got home after 9.5+ hours. I remember I was taking off my uniform and I could still smell this. I'm like, holy crap. Okay, and this is after the first wear. I've only had this like a day, 2 days. I was in the office. I was doing some paperwork. My sergeant walks in. He was like, man, I could smell that. That smells really good. And luckily, it's unisex, absolutely. But to this honker, my personal taste, it's more masculine. Beach Party, definitely more feminine. So the The top notes are mango, pineapple, and bergamot. Middle notes, white florals, sea breeze, accord, coconut. Base notes, amber, sandalwood, musk, and vetiver. Doesn't mention anything about vanilla. So, yeah, this is Le Magnifique, Le Fantastique. This is awesome. Reyhan Tropical Vibe. I'm sure you guys have seen it. Now, before I go, I was going to mention that Reyhan also had one just before this. What's it called? The orange one. Maximus Dorelius Icarus Bucharest Bulgaria something. Icarus. Yeah. Hold on. Icarus Adonis Icarus, something like that. The only reason why I haven't pulled the trigger is because the notes are mandarin, bergamot, orange. Middle notes are ginger, neroli, pink pepper. Base notes vetiver, ambergris, and musk. The only reason why I'm not gonna get that, unless I see it sometime and it's dirt cheap, sure, is because to me it sounds like this. Big citrus bomb, which I like, but I already have this. So take that for what it's worth. But I think that is it, boys and girls. We reached the end. I hope you all got something out of this. If you got experience with any of these, please write, comment, let me know. So yeah, as always, do your research and make good decisions on what you're getting. So till the next time, later.